I've been thinking about this for a while. I think it was a year ago. It might even have been 2 years ago when I was thinking just the word neglect. I just thought of the word neglect in regard to Emma Watson, and I hadn't really, I don't know. I mean, it's been really, really pretty awful, and I have to say, as much, I really dislike the Conglomerate. I don't like what the Conglomerate does. I also really just don't want to be dealing with this woman. I don't want to have to deal with her anymore, you know. But at the same time, I don't want to. I also don't like the way that I feel. I mean, she's constantly being shoved at me, and I don't like feeling all the hatred that I feel, especially towards someone who's so much younger than I am. And so I wanted to talk about this because I think that I thought of this, just the word neglect, and it just kind of seemed, I kind of started to wonder what her parents were like and what her experience was when she was growing up. And so finally today, you know, I found this. I kind of just sort of read a couple articles and then found this one. This is from 2010. All right. You know, this is kind of a few months after the Conglomerate got started. And this, it kind of confirms what I had thought. I mean, this is before all this is before the whole video thing, because that didn't start until 2011, like the videos of me and stuff. So it doesn't really have anything to do with it. But what she talked about, first of all, I don't think it's a good idea for parents to let their kids drink. I think really. And I think there are people who think this way, that you should introduce your children to alcohol at a young age. You know, I think there are a lot of people for whom that doesn't work, and they just, you know, there's really first of all no reason for little kids to be drinking alcohol, and second of all, you know, I mean, it's just there are a lot of kids whose parents had this idea about kids and alcohol who just end up being alcoholics. It doesn't work for everyone, you know. It's just it really doesn't. I think really a very good way to prevent kids from feeling like they really want to drink is just not to drink yourself. Not to have your kids see you doing a lot of drinking. I think that's really, you know, behavior is what children notice. They really notice. So I mean, that's one of the ways that you know, parents can help their kids not be susceptible to alcoholism and then or other types of drug abuse. And I think this I think confirms kind of what I've been thinking about her. It's like they just kind of turned her over to the movie industry, and just assumed she'd be all right. She isn't, though. You know, she really isn't. And the way that I characterized her in 2011, I'm sorry, excuse me, I do try not to cough. I noticed this about her. I was just like, she only wants the things that other people already have or already worked for, and I kind of noticed at the beginning, and you know, certainly wasn't meant in it's certainly a description of a negative attribute of hers. It's really true though. But then if you think about it, if you really think about it, why would somebody end up that way? You know, it's because there's like some need of theirs that hasn't been met, for lack of a better way to put it. I mean, there's something about them. That person doesn't feel like she's enough in terms of the person that she is, and she's constantly needing to be first, best, number one, in competition with other people in a really nasty personal way. You know, she's frequently dishonest about how she tries to get those things. And I think that there's, whether or not this is the right thing for people to do, you know, to quit their jobs to be with their kids who end up in movies, I honestly couldn't say. You know, if the kid is guaranteed the money, and the parents can again start working at jobs that they like, eventually at some point without losing too much, I suppose, you know, and in fact I think it's probably a very difficult decision. But this I think is significant. You know, she is you know, the child star in pretty much every way, and it's unfortunate. I think unfortunate for her. I think unfortunate for a lot of people.